What's happening, y'all? This is Andrew from Mirror Music. You guys in the comments seem to be pretty into me doing reaction to all the songs on Magic 2, NAS's Magic 2. So we're gonna do that. Today's is What This All Really Means. Coop and I were talking about this earlier, but like my favorite songs on this album are 8, 9, 10. I like that area. I love them all, but like this part, What This All Really Means, Slow It Down, Pistols on Your album cover, those are so good. So this is what this all really means. We're going to talk about it, break it down a little bit, tell you what I hear just listening to it. To be super clear, though, this is not like me writing notes about it and breaking it down by bar. Coop and I will do that maybe later with some of these songs. But this is just what I hear or what I'm reacting to first take. So here we go.
I finally see what it all mean. Yeah.
So what does it mean, Nas?
The feeling of the first time seeing your name on the flyer, it just was yesterday. Picture that on the day you retire, and they still.
All right, so he's doing like the full scope of the career, right? The first day you see your name on the flyer, like the flyer that you'd hang up at a club or whatever, like say I'm coming to perform, or my album release or whatever, I guess too. To the day you retire. Hopefully he's not thinking about retiring. I mean, he's on a serious role now. Though the title, What This All Really Means, does indicate that this is kind of going to be kind of a retrospective, like looking back through the years.
So shocked and amazed, I made it up higher, cause I came up with them hot heads that played with the fire. Product of the 80s, Prada, Milan store for the lady young.
He did come up with a bunch of people who, I can't speak to whether they were hotheads really, but I can speak to, like, there's several people in that, let's call it 1994 class that are no longer with us too. So, yeah.
I'm a carnivore, constantly come with concepts to pay me. I'm responsible.
Whoa. Here, let me go back and listen to all those C's in that line. Let's see if that's far enough back. Listen to the C's. It's like, I can't even count that fast. That is one of my favorite lines of the whole album. My scrotum is golden. Both the rhyme is is hilarious, but the double entendre too, like that essentially everything he touches turns to gold, right? There's that implication. There's also the brass balls implication too. So both of those things are going on. It's super cool.
These bastards on your doorsteps, behold them. Ideas come and go away, but I already thought them. So years later, they still knew when I go record them. I done hooked up with a beast, never stingy with the beast. Experimental accident records wind up killing the streets. Black and proud shirts, white Jesus pieces on Cuban links. Silver wall chick, yo, she black and white on Egyptian sheets.
So I guess he's listing out. I'm not like super familiar with Nas's discography and his life over his last 30 years or whatever, but he seems to be listing off things, or not versions of himself, but things that he went through. You guys can kind of help me fill in the details in the comments a little bit more, but talking about like the things that he did, and even ideas that he had years ago that he didn't really get around to, that he's just pulling out now, that are still sounding new.
And I can see the jealousy. I think they really scared of me. Do what I do and let it be. And that's the way I always been since I was 17. I finally see what this all really means. Did a double album when rap double albums was started.
We're going to pretend that I assume anybody who says "Let It Be" in a song is referring to the Beatles song. But so there's just like all Nas's songs, there are little references in there too. Before I started listening to this album closely and his music closely, I didn't realize how many references he had to 60s and 70s really white people music. The Beatles and Stones and Dylan and Zeppelin and Queen and Neil Young, etc. So it's pretty cool.
They bootlegged I Am my album, I put my heart in. Nipsey met me to do a doc about it before he departed. He talked to Stout about it too, cause he was part of that project. Yeah, back then we charted with the CDs and tapes, and I still come out to fill. You either scrape or get scraped. You either in and out, you rolling or you just in the way. What this all really means
see, I'm in my third prime. I mean, so Illmatic would be the first one. What would, you guys help me out? What would he be referring to, at least as his second prime? Obviously this run, the KD and Magic series, would be the third one. All these images in here, the belly out in Capri and the Speedo and the whole deal, like drinking wine on the beach, essentially. That is a very, not an old man thing. I'm not saying that, Nas. If you're listening to this, I'm sorry. But it's certainly a mature image, right? It's an I made it already and look at me now kind of image. And in that way, it's kind of like Juicy, I guess. I mean, I know that's a big song, but like those are the beginnings of like, look, I made it kind of songs. And this one though is I really made it, right? There's a difference between I just made it like right now, and I'm excited by all the excesses that I have access to, right? And I have had it made for a long time now, and this is what my life looks like now. I mean, that's the Prada Milan line from earlier too, and Capri. I mean, all of these things are that's what it is. They're retirement images, right? They are things that people would normally do when they're retired, but he's not. So it's a cool, juxtaposition of images.
Q, U, double E and S. Y'all gon' need some EMS when we drop this, and that's a bet. The feeling of the first time seeing your name on the flyer, it just was yesterday.
So that was the hook.
On the day you retire, and they still shocked and amazed. I made it up higher, cause I came up with them hot hands that played with the fire.
I love that, the keys in the back, dun, 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 like that part in the back too, because it's running at a different rhythm than his flow too, and I love things like little details like that, which are point counterpoint, I guess. Like they're giving you lots of aural, AURAL things to listen to, like little different experiences in that way. It's pretty cool.
And I can see the jealousy. I think they really scared of me. Do what I do and let it be. And that's the way I always been since I was 17. I finally see what this all really means. It's everything. From the hard times, I finally know what this all really means. The bad times, Anthony Chalet.
Oh, dude, I'd not heard that before. I guess because I was listening to it maybe in one headphone or something. But the audio effect on his voice in that call and response part right there, like he's speaking almost sort of directly into the microphone once, and then he's got like he's maybe pulled back a little bit from the other one. I don't know. Obviously Hit's done that to his voice, but again, another one of those little details. Come back and listen to it again right quick. Just listen to like how the voice changes between the two parts.
And that's the way I always been since I was 17. I finally see what this all really means. It's everything. From the hard times, I finally know what this all really means. The bad times, Anthony Chalet, we got a team. The better times, all mixed in between. Sunshine and rain.
The sample back there, there's a woman singing back there. That's like an R&B sample, right? You guys know what that is? I don't know what it is.
Tough people last, tough times don't.
It's very sunshiny though.
Yeah. Tough people last, tough times don't. Now I see.
Okay, so I guess somebody said in the comments, and I love that comment, that you have to think of, I'm paraphrasing here, but you have to think of his titles like thesis statements. Like he's telling you, like a teacher or an essay or whatever, that that this is what the song is going to be about, and the images and things that I'm going to be putting in here are answers to the question. So it brings up, I guess, the question, what does it all really mean? At least according to the song, what does it all really mean? When you say a phrase like that, what this all really means, one would assume, what does life really mean? That's the implied question, right? And mean, he says it a couple different ways. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Like that he is, it's an on the come up song. Like it's a look where I've come from to where I've gone. Except this one, at this point in his career, is looking back more than looking forward. Not to say that he doesn't have a lot of great years ahead of him, but it is from the perspective of like somebody who hasn't just arrived. It's somebody who has arrived many years ago and is still enjoying the fruits of his labor. And is also still creating great new labors as well. So yeah, I would say his answer probably is, what this all really means is what he said, is that tough people last and tough times don't. And obviously he's putting himself in that category, as well he should. So it's a lesson, I guess. Many of these songs seem to have lessons for us to carry forth with us in our lives. So hope that helps. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Take care, y'all.